Welcome to the Passport Snob channel. If you're returning, thank you. If it's your first time, thank you. Hope you enjoy the content and come back for more. First up on our 3-city, 3-state RV road trip was Memphis, Tennessee. Stay tuned to see how we fared. A little bit about Memphis. It's known as Bluff City and home of the blues. The city played a prominent role in the American Civil Rights Movement and is the site of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. The area was settled by people of the Mississippian culture in first millennium AD, and the historic Chickasaw Indian tribe, believed to be their descendants, later inhabited the site. A little bit about Memphis, now into how we fared. We got our morning started later than planned. Some of the restaurants we planned to visit were closed, and we literally just ran out of time, especially with having an appointment to pick up pickup time for the RV. If you recall in our RV kickoff video, we tried to fill in a lot in a day and a half during our time in Memphis. So we were expecting not to be able to cover everything, but we still got to enjoy some delicacies of Memphis, listen to blues music, and learn about the last underground railroad station in Memphis. Look out for the Slave Haven video next Wednesday.
Straight off of the road, when we got into Memphis, we visited B.B. King's Blues Club. This was a site for live music. There are actually different bands that play here on specific nights. If you go to the B.B. King's Blues Club website, you can actually see which bands are playing when. The band that we saw was actually really good. I expect all of them to be, but we really enjoyed the one that we were listening to. So we did get to listen to some blues. I do know that you have to go around 6:30 in order to enjoy this live music. And just beware, there is a cover charge if we haven't covered that in a video before. The meal, what we had was the white chocolate bread pudding, and we actually had dessert before dinner, thanks to Kavina over here. We actually ate that first. But then we also ordered shrimp and grits and Creole catfish. The food was absolutely amazing. Yes, I cannot speak any more highly of a place. Like, I really wasn't expecting a whole lot from the food at this restaurant, but we were definitely surprised, very happy with it. Our favorite entree was the Creole catfish. The overall flavor of the meal was a smack in the mouth, and we were just raving over the tomato stew in the dish. So we were super happy with that. And as I kind of mentioned earlier, Kavina is a sucker for bread pudding. Anytime it's on the menu, she orders it. Even if she has to box it up and take it home with her, she is, whatever she can do to get bread pudding, she's all over it. So that is actually why we had that before our dinner. And maybe just because we wanted to not be adults too, but
no one wanted to pick food yet, so I was like, I'm gonna order the bread pudding.
And I almost slapped my mama. The bread pudding was so good. So, I mean, if that tells you anything, that's how good it is. So definitely, if you go to B.B. King's, you have to try the bread pudding. It wasn't overly sweet. It was very moist and creamy. And for those of you who don't care for raisins, this bread pudding didn't have any, so you don't have to worry about that. This is a second level establishment. There's lots of artwork of famous musicians all along the walls. There's actually a signed B.B. King guitar, which is on the top level near some tables. There is a dance floor available, but possibly due to the pandemic, it was closed when we were there. If you plan to go with a group of people and you want to have a conversation, it possibly may not be the best place for you to go, especially if you visit after 6:30. As I mentioned, there will be a live band, which makes it hard to hold conversations, which if you're going there for the music, you're not trying to have a conversation anyway. You want to enjoy and listen to the music, which we didn't mind. I think it was a little hard for us trying to order though, while the band was playing, which they do take breaks. But just keep that in mind when you visit this place. It is going to be noisy after 6:30, so if that's not your atmosphere, definitely recommend you go there ahead of time. If you're thinking about traveling while the pandemic is still going on, the dining room is open. They are social distancing. They do have hand sanitizer readily available, and the staff is wearing masks. So they're definitely prepared in taking every precaution necessary to cover pandemic rules.
Second restaurant up turned out to be Stak's Pancake, which was not part of the original itinerary. As we mentioned earlier, a few places that we planned to go was closed, but listen, Stak's was a great slide in. Like, don't know what we would have got before, but this definitely was there. Like, this is a must go to every time you're in Memphis. But
Definitely.
at Stak's, we ended up getting the Stak champagne. We had shrimp omelet with truffle sweet potato waffle fries. We had the Oreo praline pancake. We got the bacon sampler, and then the breakfast egg rolls. Favorite part of the meal, it had to pick just one thing, was the shrimp omelet. The creamy shrimp bechamel sauce made the dish. It was creamy and flavorful. Never saw or had breakfast egg rolls before, so that was a must try. It was served with the gravy sauce, which we didn't care for. It actually was bland, now that I recall. It didn't complement the egg roll as expected. I thought it would be more seasoned, but the egg roll was flaky and the eggs were fluffy. So the egg roll itself was good. It was literally breakfast in your mouth with each bite. Would order that again. The Oreo praline pancakes was a pleasant surprise. We had concerns about it being too decadent, so we loved that it wasn't. The Oreo chocolate pancake wasn't overpowering, and the spread of the pralines added a nice crunchy texture to each bite. Shaquille has had candied bacon from the Ruby Slipper and fell in love from first bite, so anytime a variation is available, it's done deal, it's ordered. There were 3 flavors: candied, sriracha jerk, and garlic parmesan. Their candied bacon didn't top Ruby Slippers. The other 2 flavors were the highlight, with the sriracha jerk being Shaquille's favorite, being she loves spicy food. The Stak champagne was a last minute addition to the order, and well worth it. It was an interesting cocktail that we've never seen anything like it. It was warmer than expected, but very tasteful, and it complemented the meal actually. It was a bit tart, and for us to have the sweetness of the pancakes, nice balance. Again, just kind of following, since we did travel in a pandemic, the dining room was open. The tables were blocked off to create social distance. Masks were required, and they actually limit the number of people that was in line to order.
Our next stop was Dixie Queen. And to be honest with you, looking at the outside of this place, I was very uninterested and not sure that we even wanted to enter this place. But surprisingly, it was actually good. So Dixie Queen is a local chain. Like I said, the outside and the interior is kind of run down. It's not appealing.
It's showing its age.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell it's been around for a while. But they serve wings, burgers, fries, and shakes. We had regular fries and, we had 2 different kinds of fries. So they have regular fries with seasoning on top, which is absolutely amazing. And so we actually got 2 different kinds of fries by accident, because the young lady at the register told us what kind of fries to get. And so when I came behind Kavita to order my fries, I thought I was getting the same thing, but I was not. So please be specific about what you want when you order. You want the regular fries with seasoning on top. It's kind of like a cheese powdered seasoning. So they also put that on the wings, and I think we saw them using that, later putting that on the wings. So if you go there, get those fries and be specific about it. But we also had the seasoned fries, which were good, but didn't compare to the other fries that we had. We also ordered wings. The wings were really good. They were crispy, juicy, topped with a honey gold sauce. You just can't go wrong ordering the honey gold. Like, we were so happy. Like, I was like licking every finger. Like, I was completely happy with the wings. The burger actually was really, really good. It was seasoned well, perfect meat to topping ratio. It kind of reminds you of a homemade burger. There's just something about homemade burgers that differ from restaurants. And sometimes like homemade burgers are super sloppy.
Yeah.
But to me, that's like kind of what
Part of it.
gives them that, like, I don't know. I can't even explain like what it is that makes them so good. But definitely get a burger. Definitely get some wings. And the seasoned fries that we talked about. Their dining room is open. They do also have a drive-through. Because we were in the RV, of course, we opted to eat in the dining room. The employees were wearing face masks. However, they didn't always keep them over their mouth and nose. The tables were not blocked off for social distancing. However, when we happened to go, we were actually the only patrons in the restaurant, so we didn't have to really worry about it. The condiments were still on the tables, in which a lot of other cities aren't leaving the condiments on the table. And then also the fountain drink station was still openly available for customers. So those are some things that we saw that other restaurants were doing to assist in this pandemic, to help with the stop of spreading germs that this restaurant seems to not be doing, or maybe it was the specific location we were at, since this is a local chain.
So if you recall, we were trying to hit barbecue places, right? So first barbecue spot up, Tops Barbecue. It was a quaint little spot. We found out it was a local chain. We found this place by doing a search, and it was like, you gotta go to Tops Barbecue. We weren't really impressed. The barbecue sauce had a pungent taste, vinegar based with hints of pepper. We weren't expecting that, and we didn't eat, like, after trying it, I don't recall us like even using that anymore throughout the meal.
Yeah, basically just a taste, and
Yeah.
that's it.
We ordered the ribs, brisket, and pork shoulder. The ribs were okay. They were pretty good. The brisket and pork shoulder were very dry though, however. We ordered the coleslaw, potato salad, and beans. They were all good and flavorful and creamy. We ordered the loaded french fries, which had beans, lettuce, tomato, and pork on it. It definitely didn't look appetizing, and Shaquelle's mom turned her nose up at it until she tasted, and all of that went out the window.
Yeah, we couldn't even stop her from eating it.
Not at all. As we sat there, I do want to know, as we sat there, we noticed there were numerous orders for hamburgers, so it made us think that we definitely should have ordered a burger instead of having the barbecue. Would go again to try the burger for sure, but wouldn't be the first stop for barbecue. Sticking in line with our pandemic, kind of how the restaurants are moving, they did require a face mask. They had shields up next to the register to protect the employees and the patrons. They had seating tables blocked off for social distance, and then they brought our food to the table on trays with plastic silverware, napkins, and condiment on the tray as well.
We told you guys we really tried to jam pack everything we could into this trip. So the next place we visited was the Soulfish Cafe. And guys, we absolutely loved this place. Like, I can't tell you how much we loved it. It reminded us of a southern fried seafood. It was very well seasoned. So we ordered a couple of things here. Kavina had the blackened Southwest salad with fried catfish and, I had the fried catfish and shrimp plate, macaroni and cheese, collard greens, cabbage. The mac and cheese was absolutely bomb. I was very impressed with that. The cabbage is a must try for the experience. You'll either love it or hate it. It's a vinegary, that's probably not a word, I don't know. It's a vinegary pickled taste. It did have sausage and red bell peppers in it. I've never tried a cabbage that way before, so definitely at least try it. But get some other sides too, just in case you don't like it. The collard greens tasted like the canned greens. There's a specific one that I get called glory greens. That's what it kind of reminded me of. The atmosphere was set up like a fish market, so that was pretty cool. They definitely have the seafood vibe going on inside. And again, their tables were set up to comply with social distancing. They had hand sanitizer readily available, and they were requiring face masks. So as you can see, what we've talked about, Memphis is a city full of history, rich in American and African American culture, as well as good eats. We definitely want to visit again, especially after a little bit more things open up and we have more time to visit more places. Comment below if you think we should visit Memphis again, or if you're from Memphis and you're a Memphis native, comment below and tell us some places we should have visited. And then maybe we'll go there the next time. If you're planning a visit to Memphis, we hope you check out some of the places we mentioned. So be sure to follow us on any social media platform of choice for all cultural experiences and more. And for more content, tips, tricks, reviews, and hacks, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, and share. Until next time, guys.